took a week off because it was just my birthday this past, well, yesterday, at the time of filming. And yeah, so I took a week off and yeah, I'm back. So there were lots of questions and a lot about my journey. So let's get started with the first one. Dr. Purse time. How close are you to getting a Constance 18, and how has your essay given you a hint or any hints? So great question. As you may know, I've shared many times that my next wish list is the Constance. And honestly, I'm sure I'm like super close because it has since been more than a year since my last quota bag, which was the Mini Kelly last summer. And so hopefully there's going to be an unboxing this month. I did mention to my essay that it was my birthday this month, so hopefully it will materialize. And yeah, there's been a lot of debate because I've even done a poll on Instagram asking you guys whether it is considered a quota bag where you are. And some of you say no, it's definitely not. Some of you say yes, it is. And it's really all over the place because I think even some of you are from Canada and some of your essays have told you that no, it's not considered a quota bag. And my essay, on the other hand, and I'm located in Canada, except, maybe we're in a different boutique or a different essay. I'm not sure. My essay has told me that it is considered a quota bag. Therefore, I'm still working towards it. I'm pretty sure I'm right there. I'm just waiting for the right combo to come in and hopefully something will happen. But yeah, I'm very close. So fingers crossed there will be an unboxing. Let me get to the next question. Just wanted to make sure the settings are okay. Okay, there you go. So the next question is from Miss Pew 2000. If you could only own one bag forever, which would it be and why? I find it very hard to answer these absolute questions or these absolute, one and only and forever. It's very hard to give an answer and be super confident about it because I think most of us will change our minds at one point. So whatever I say right now is still true and applies to how I feel right now, but I'm not sure if I'll feel the same way in 3 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time. But as of right now, I could see if I could only choose one forever bag. Here's a little bit of show and tell. And I think I mentioned this one is the Kelly. So this is my Kelly 25. I choose this one because it's hard. It's hard to choose just one because I feel like between a Birkin and a Kelly, I have to choose one. And I really do think that the Kelly 25 and the aesthetic and the size suits me the most. And if I could only choose one, I will most likely go with an Hermes bag, even though I love my Chanel bags to bits. And I mean, I could choose one Chanel bag as well, but I think if I had to choose just one, I had to go with this one. There's a lot of, I don't know, it's just so sophisticated. It looks so good carried casual or more in a formal setting. And I think this size, and I've mentioned it many times, this size compared to the Mini Kelly, which is also one of my favorites, but the Mini Kelly is not a practical size. And I'm sorry to say that, like, I still love it and I would love another color, but I think if I had to choose one bag that can be used in multiple occasions and many settings and just overall be the one and only, it had to be the Kelly 25 in black. I think I wouldn't use this bag in a very, very super casual setting. So even though I did choose this bag as my one and only, if I had to go somewhere super casual, I would probably just carry a shopping bag, or maybe a Lululemon bag, like, or Longchamp bag. Again, this is kind of cheating because one and only, right? Like, but if I had to choose one, it would be the Kelly. And the 25 size is really the best size for me. I've done the Kelly 28 versus 25 comparison video for you guys. And even as of today, I'm a little bit unsure about the 28 size. I do find it a bit too big. And so, yeah, I'm still on the fence about the 28, but for sure the 25, even compared to the mini Kelly, and I know the mini Kelly is holy grail, I think I prefer the 25. So that's my final answer. Okay, let's do a quick fire. Miss Pew 2000. Your favorite bags from each category: shoulder, top handle, crossbody, evening, and work. So I have some eye candy for you guys. So shoulder bag, I picked this one, which is the Chanel 22. This is the small size. And I love this bag as a shoulder bag because it's so chic. It carries a lot of stuff. It's a great size. I do love my mini as well, but I feel like if I had to choose just one shoulder bag, it would be this one. This is just such a versatile bag. It fits a lot, but not too much. It's not too heavy, and it's so chic. I just love it. I love how the chains are so big. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm so glad that I got it back. And mine is in white font and black shiny calfskin, I believe. Okay, top handle. I actually top handle went with the same bag that I mentioned earlier. So the Kelly 25. The Kelly has a shoulder option, but I feel like the Kelly is such a sophisticated look that the shoulder option is really an extra just for convenience. But in terms of my preference of carrying this bag, it's definitely by the top handle. So I consider this one to be I guess, my choice of top handle bag. And it's so elegant. Even though it does have the shoulder carry option, I still prefer using this as a top handle. And your question about crossbody. Oh yeah, crossbody. I think you guys will be so surprised by my choice. So crossbody, I picked this one. I have several crossbody bags, but I have to go with this one. This is my oldie but goodie. Like, I use this bag so much and pretty much all the time. I just used it earlier, running some super, super casual errands, no makeup, like dressed like a bum, basically. This is the Twice from LV, and I love it so much. I don't know why so many people at the time when it was available, so many people got it, but then sold it. Maybe it's just the fact that back then when this bag was available, I guess the trend is not so much about downsizing yet, whereas I've always been someone who doesn't carry a ton, so I've always sort of like been downsizing my whole life, or I try to anyway, because I don't like heavy bags. So I've always found that this works so well and it fits so much. Actually, these days this bag is considered super, super, super roomy because it fits so much. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep rambling about this bag, but it's such a great crossbody and it's just so easy as my errands every day. Like, it just is indestructible. The leather is so perfect and I love it. Evening and work. So for evening, I selected this one. My one and only Dior, Lady Dior. This, I've just whipped it out this past month. Also, because we were attending another summer wedding and there was another reception just for family and relatives. So I used it again. And this is really my very, very occasional bag. But I love it because it's the only bag in my collection that looks so dressy. It's so dressy. It has so much bling, has the color is amazing because it's this pearlescent, almost silver, almost gray. You can't tell. It just looks amazing. And I think for the wedding, well, I wore the same outfit for 3 years in a row for, different weddings. But even the next, I think it was the next week, we had another reception just for family, right? And I wore this silver top just like this one, but in silver, and then a white skirt. And I just had to grab this bag again because it just looks so good together. I will say gray bags, I just have a very soft spot on with gray bags. I just love, I don't know, I just love the cool tone. It just works really, really well with my skin tone. So love the Lady Dior. That would have to be my top handle choice. Sorry, evening choice. And work, I think nothing beats a good old Longchamp bag tote. That's probably my choice. I don't I don't really have like a work bag. If I were to say use one of these, it would just be my handbag on top of whatever I need for work, which usually is all at work or at home anyway. Because yeah, I I don't have a real work bag per se, but those are my choices, and that's how I feel today. I think I got a similar question very recently in one of my past Q&As, and I think I gave very similar answers, but yeah, good question. Lux monologue, what are your top 5 jewelry pieces, either from your collection or items that you wish to get? I That's such a hard one, but for sure I will tell you right now, the lock bracelet, still one of my favorite. I am so surprised that the prices went up so much. I am so happy that I got mine when it first came out. Um, the price now is ridiculous. My essay, my beautiful Tiffany essay, he texted me 2 weeks ago telling me that there will be a new launch. It's out now. It's in store as well as online, but I haven't reached back out because I'm trying to resist shopping the new line of jewelry just because the prices went up so much. And although I will be open to trying them on, and like I'm sure if I fall in love with something, I'll still get it. But oh my gosh, the new lock collection, which is called, I think, the small lock or the narrow lock. So they have expanded the lock collection and they have now the slim version of this. They also have a smaller version of their earrings and a smaller version of their necklace. So even smaller than what they had introduced last year. And they do look quite stunning, at least from the videos and the photos that I saw. Let's just share with you the collection on screen. I think that way you can really see what I'm talking about. Um, I think there's definitely a market for the new narrow collection or the new smaller lock collection, because not everyone's into very, very chunky pieces like these. Even though for me this is like my statement bracelet, and I found the perfect fit and it just worked out for me. But let me share, hold on a sec, the current new collection. So yeah, here we go. So whatever says new here. So you see, right, this one is the one I have, right? But this one is in yellow gold. It's now 21,500 Canadian before tax. This is their old earring. It's gorgeous. I tried this one, yeah, in January. It's very, very beautiful. Has quite a substantial weight. It's much bigger. I would say it's quite a substantial statement hoop earring. It's quite nice. I was really tempted to get this one as well, but I went with the hardware. And then so they now have the new lock, which is the narrow version, but it's much thinner, very dainty. I think I've seen on Purse Forum that they like someone tried it on and they stacked it with their love bracelet. They actually that person had the regular love bracelet. I have the small love, so I wonder if it will stack even better with mine, because it looked really wonderful together. So yeah, on the hand model here on the website, it looks very thin, but again, this model, they're gonna have different arms, different structure, bone structure than all of us. So you still really have to try it in person. And then they have this necklace, which is a lot daintier than their older, well, their collection from before. So this is part of their new launch. They also have it in white gold and without diamonds. It's actually really cute. I am tempted. The earrings, especially, they are a lot smaller in stature. I think the earrings are great, especially if you're into like a nice piece of classic looking jewelry. This is kind of like that oval shape hoop. It's not quite the round hoop, so you know, it's not just like a circle, right? It has a bit of interest shape wise, and I like that. Um, yeah. So this one is the older collection, so a lot more statement. And I think for a lot of people, it was too much in the past. So I think the new collection can really appeal to a lot of people. I have to try it out. I mean, I have to say the prices has gone up so much. I was looking at I was actually considering this bracelet when I first got this one. I was actually considering this version with just the bullet diamonds on the larger part, not on the smaller part. And I can't believe that this version's price right now is almost the price that, not quite there yet, but almost the price that I paid for mine with the with the half pave. It's crazy. But yeah. Okay, back to our questions. Oh yeah. Top 5 jewelry piece. Okay, so the lock bracelet, sorry for the whole tangent. The lock bracelet has to be top 5. I will say this very recent ring that I got, this farandole ring is, yeah, it has become my top favorite. Not only is it so interesting as a ring, like you don't see this kind of design anywhere. It's so sparkly. You can't tell from just this webcam, but um, it is so stunning in real life. It has diamonds all over all the edges. And it's also one of the most comfortable rings that I own because, again, the shape of this one is slightly different. It has more of like it curves up and then it's flat on top. So the band itself is very thin. It's just circular. It's just like a wire. So it's very minimal and it's so comfortable as an index ring. A lot of times, I don't know if you use your hands a lot, but like I use chopsticks to eat, right? My whole life, right? And so chopsticks, you have to hold it from the 3 first fingers, and it gets in the way if your ring is too chunky. And yeah, this ring is totally so comfortable. I always said that the Coco ring, the Coco Crush ring is very comfortable. This one is even more comfortable. So anyway, they're very similar, but for sure, this, obviously my wedding rings are always going to be my favorite, but that's just that's just gonna be everyone's favorite, so let's not say that one. So I have 3 more choices. I am still eyeing, the hardware necklace. I think, after getting the earrings, which I'm gonna show you right here. After getting these earrings, they're stunning. I do wear them. I can't wear these every time I want to though, because I think I mentioned that in the video. If I haven't, it does have somewhat of a thicker stem, and I've always had very tight skin on my ears, my ear holes. They don't like to expand. Some days are okay, some are not. I tried to wear these yesterday because, again, I went out for my birthday yesterday. I couldn't because my skin was too tight yesterday, so I couldn't wear these. But I think the necklace, yeah, I'm still eyeing the necklace. It's so expensive though. That's the only thing, because I have a feeling I'll get quite a bit of wear out of those, even though those are even more statement. But that's what I want. Like whenever I am going out on a nice date or whatever evening, I want to wear these earrings. And I can't always wear them because they have quite a thicker stem, unfortunately. And I still love them though. I still love them. So that would be something I want to get. So that's my third choice. I have to say, I mean, these are just amazing earrings. I wore them yesterday on my birthday. These are the high jewelry from Ideal. This is their high stud, the middle size, which is they're so beautiful and fancy, and they just catch the light. Again, not sponsored or anything. It's just, I mean, these were gifted to me, yes. And I did post for them in a different video, but I do truly wear these a lot. So these have to be my favorite. And I am eyeing their other dangly earring, also part of their high jewelry. So I have to include these ones because even just the studs alone are just stunning. I could wear the studs alone when I feel like it, and then when I need something dangly. I love my dangly earrings. Even these ones are cute. These are so cute. So that's number 4, right? Number 5. I don't know if I'll get it, but I will say the new lock collection, the narrow version. The price, I can't get over how high the price is now, but I am interested, I will say. So we'll see. I have to try those on first. So those are my 5 current 5 favorite jewelry. Been wearing so much. Yeah. Okay. Also from Luxe Monologue, what would make a good or close alternative to the Mini Kelly? So here's some more eye candy for you guys. That's a good question. I honestly don't know because the Mini Kelly, obviously it's, the Kelly in general is kind of like, a lot of people say, oh, it's such a status symbol, whatever. I don't know. I don't care about that. I do love the look of it. I mean, maybe I care about it a little bit. I am vain in a way. But to close to this, I don't know if I can give you a fair answer because I don't think if you are a true diehard and loyal fan, like I am, because I essentially only buy from 2 brands now, Chanel and Hermes, and it's not always necessarily because of the design, although that has a lot to do with it, but it's very brand specific. I am quite loyal to the 2 brands for many reasons, right? The fact that they keep a resale value, the designs are always classic, or not always, but the designs tend to be more classic, more sought after. They look good with everything in terms of outfit. So there's a lot going on, and the reason why they're the top tier luxury brand. So for me to suggest a close alternative would almost make no sense because I don't think if you are a true diehard, that you could find an alternative, if that makes any sense, right? Because I've mentioned that this color, you know, I was offered this color because I had to be really open with the fact that, you know, mini Kellys are just very far and few between, and just that they, you know, it's quite hard to get a mini Kelly, right? And you have to be anyway, you have to be shopping, and you have to be an established client, et cetera, et cetera. So to find a close second, there won't be one. But I think if I had to give an answer, I will say, and I will suggest this one, the Chanel Kelly bag, which a lot of people, or maybe some of the essays, they call it the Chanel Nano shopping tote or the Nano bag. You guys all know which one I'm talking about, right? The Chanel Kelly. I will say that one would be a close second, only because, again, that one's also kind of elusive. It's very hard to get, but also the shape itself and even the capacity is very similar. My good friend Kat just got one, and oh, I still want one. Those ones are fun because they come in so many colors, just like the mini Kelly. I would love a different color than this because gold is amazing. It's a holy grail color, gold on gold, but at the same time, um, you know, I love my mini bags and I do find them versatile enough, even though, you know, between these two, and I always said, right, if I had to pick one, then of course it had to be this, but luckily, um, you know, I don't have to pick. I'd love to have more than one. So if I could collect more mini Kellys in different colors, or at least have another one that is cool tone, so I can have some warm tone and cool tone, that would be really nice. So yeah, for me, I would suggest the Chanel Kelly. Yeah, the one that has that rounded top handle and the chain and the little flap with the CC lock. So cute, quilted. Similar shape to this, kind of like that trapezoid. Yeah, that would be my suggestion. Do you guys agree? Or can you guys suggest what would be your, you know, if you're not into the whole, you know, journey pre-spend to get these, or you're not willing to pay such a high, these go for it still in the resale market, even though the resale market has gone down, they still, I mean, the price point is just so high. Maybe still better than doing the journey. I don't know. Debatable. It depends on how you see it, right? But that would be my choice, and I'm interested to know what yours is. A lot of people also suggest the Loro Piana, but I don't think so because I've seen someone wear that, and I'm sure it's so functional, but it's just one zipper, and it doesn't give me that same. I don't know. For me, it doesn't give me the same feel as this like dainty little thing that fits hardly anything, well, just enough. But yeah, it doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry. Okay, you wing Winnie. Are these Hermes sandals with heels comfy? And she's referring to these ones because that's what I posted on my story when I was asking for the question. So these are the my newest Hermes, well, one of my newest Hermes sandals that I bought. I have both the black version and the white version. I actually end up wearing this white so much. I wore this white so much more than the black ones. I don't know why. Maybe it's the summertime. It's more, you know, it's more like a bright color, and I'm really into brighter colors in the summertime. And I will say they're comfortable, especially in the Oran family, like the cutout that looks like the H like that, between the flat version and the heel version and the legend, which is higher but platform. And then they also have the Santorini, which I don't have the Santorini. They also have a strap with the flat version. I am interested in trying those. And I heard good things about those. I don't know if you are experiencing any issues with the Santorini, please let me know because I would like to know. I'd be interested to know. But yeah. Anyway, I like them. I think they are comfortable enough For a sandal, they're definitely not like, run in them or walk in them the entire day. I can decently wear these for most of the day with some walking, standing, sitting, like, a combination of, not the whole time walking. The heel especially is a good height. I think this is 5 or 6 centimeters, so it's not terrible. And I love that you get the support of the ankle so it doesn't fly off your feet. That is the reason why I like these ones. Like I said, I mentioned that there is a bit of, the leathers can be quite stiff at first. Hence the reason why I kind of curl them a little bit so they don't scratch me. So it can be more comfortable if the leather is slightly softer, but I will say out of 10, I give these an 8. So they're pretty comfortable. Given that I have so much issues with shoes. A lot of shoes are not comfortable for me. Okay. Hello, 3Me. Are you still eyeing the Tiffany hardware collection? Yes, I am. Like I mentioned earlier, I still would love the necklace, the graduated necklace to match my earrings or just to have in combination or just to wear them alone sometimes. I feel like those are probably, in terms of my wish list, still the next thing that I want. I am holding out getting them because they are quite expensive. I'm still, you know, looking at the resale market sometimes to see if I can find one in secondhand, good condition, but a lot more reasonable price. I don't know. I may or may not get it in the end. I don't know. I still love it though. I am still eyeing it for sure. Also from her, tell us what were the 5 items from your June's favorite? That is a great question. And there's actually a lot of things that I showed you already so far that are part of my June's favorite. I think I should do a dedicated video on that because there's so many things, right? Like this ring, this bracelet, even though it's like, old stuff, not even this bracelet I've had for a year and a half now, right? So still one of my favorite, definitely best purchase decision ever. In terms of bags, I mean, I do rotate them and sometimes I fall back in love with something that I haven't used in a while, like the Lady Dior. There's so many favorites. So maybe I should do a roundup and a separate video of all my summer favorites. Even this top, which is from Aritzia. I bought 2 other versions, but different color because I've had this black one forever, and I just I just love it so much that I had to buy the other versions. The new colors, I mean. Okay, moving on to the next slide of questions. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure I can adjust it properly. Okay, there you go. Okay. From Dainty Little Paws, is it a joint decision between you and your husband when you purchase a bag? No. It's not a joint decision to go ahead and purchase one, but I will inform him, as in every time I do, have an eye for something or like I'm starting to think about something, I'm doing my research. Once I decide that I will commit to it or that I've added to my wish list, I will start telling him that that's what's on my mind. Not to get his consent to buy it, but just because I like sharing these things with him too. Like, I guess that's part of having a partnership, right? Like I don't mind telling him what's on my mind and what I'm after. Whether I get it or don't get it in the end is really not relevant there. So yeah, I tell him, but it's not really like I don't need to get approval or consent or and it's not it's not like we're buying like a house together and then we both need to be involved. It's not like that, right? So it's just my own things and also spending our own money. So it's more like, oh, I'm just telling you, like when my husband also is like he's into shoes and different things, and he will tell me like, "Oh, this shoe, what do you think?" Like, that's part of him telling me or asking my opinion. So it's sort of like that. I tell him what I'm into, or maybe I ask him like, "Oh, what do you think of me getting this color?" I don't know. So yeah, that's the joint decision part, but it's not to get to approval to get it, if that makes sense. How much do you live in your emergency fund before you spend on a bag? Oh my gosh, I wish I knew. And that's funny because we just had this discussion between me and well, Kat and like other girls, and uh it's funny because until you start tabulating, and I don't have a complete, spreadsheet or tabulation of all my luxury stuff. If I do, I mean, I already know it's a large amount, right? So like in a way I don't really want to know, even though I know that it's up there. Anybody that has a decent size collection, or that has been, been been on their luxury shopping journey for the past however many years, would have spent a very significant amount of money. So um anyway, I I don't have a really good answer for you, because emergency funds you should have, in theory you should have it before you even think about spending on bags or any luxury things, because that's supposed to be any extra money that you have. Um should be, right? Like, I know it's not always the case, not everybody implements it, but I will not ever spend my emergency funds. And for me, that's like money that you should have for a rainy day, or I also consider, part of your, like, your own retirement planning to be part of that funds, right? To, like, those, not touching it, right? They're usually in some sort of investment vehicles that is very hard to take out, and if you do take out, you're gonna get some penalty. So like, don't even look at those. It's kind of like gone. You don't even like think about it. So I would say not really applicable um in my situation. Not that I don't always put extra emergency, like, how do I put it? Like, I save, but like I don't know the ratio. I guess it's not always the same, because one thing always leads to another, and this Ahmed's journey is something else. I don't know if yeah, I don't know if anybody would be willing to really admit how much, if you really think about all of it, and on top of not just Hermes, but everything else, right? Everything else that you buy, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, emergency funds, you should have that even before, and that should already be taken care of before you even think about buying anything frivolous, such as bags, for example. Swift Playjet 69. What's next on your wish list from Hermes? So the Constance, we mentioned that earlier, is definitely, for that one, it's I thought about it quite a bit, because at first I was thinking, oh, that was last year. I was thinking, oh, maybe it's not such a great idea to work on a Constance as a next quarterback, because um, many other places in the world don't consider that to be a quarterback, and therefore I would be wasting my time and my money towards, the journey, or towards the purchase history, the pre-spend history, to get this bag, only to have to work again towards another quota bag, like the BK and BK, B and K. Um, but then, what are my other options, right? I always said that, oh, maybe if I traveled and got it in Europe or whatever, then it would be great. I did travel. I mean, not to Europe, but I went to Hawaii, and I was going for a Constance. I asked for it. I didn't get a Constance. I mean, I got another Kelly, but it's just you can't predict what you're getting when you're traveling, let alone, um, even be able to get offered a bag that you don't even know, right? So it could be nothing, or you could not get an appointment. If let's say you go to Europe, France, Paris, you might not be able to get a leather appointment. So none of these things are guaranteed. You can try, of course. So that's why in the end, I decided to just forget it. I'll just do it in my home store. I know it's going to take time, but that also establishes my long-term commitment to my store and being an even longer term client with them, and just, kind of really pace, because I don't have a choice, right? Pace myself one bag at a time and get the constants that I really want. So that's on my wish list still. And I also mentioned, I don't know if you guys saw my one of my first videos at the beginning of the year where I share my wish list. I still want another mini Kelly as well. I don't know what it is with the mini Kelly. There's just something about it. It's the miniature size, it's the ease of use in terms of carrying it, not in terms of capacity, but in terms of like carrying it, as long as you don't have to bring everything in your life with you, it's fine. It will carry your essentials, and as long you're not reaching in and out of it constantly. I know it's a lot to deal with, but it's a bag that I still want. So it's sort of one of those things, right? Those two are on my wish list right now. And of course, I still also want some bags that are non-quota. I mentioned the Bolide Mini a few times here and there as well. Like those are also on my wish list, but yeah, the top wish list definitely the Constance, the Mini Kelly, in that order. Just right. Next travel destination. I have no idea, because I think I mentioned that many times before as well. We, as in hubby and I, we just think of somewhere we want to go, like especially if we've had enough. Like let's say it could be many reasons. For me, it's a lot to do with the seasonal affective disorder, the SAD. When the winter gets so long, right now we're in summertime, so I'm really just soaking it in, enjoying the summertime, even though it gets too hot. Because again, a lot of households in Vancouver, we don't have central air conditioning. So we do have an air conditioning unit, but it's only in the living room, so it doesn't reach the bedrooms. And it can get quite difficult to fall asleep and to stay asleep. So even with all that, I am still enjoying the summer. I'm a summer baby. I love it when it's nice and sunny and hot outside. So I am just gonna enjoy it as long as I can, because before you know it, summer will be over, the hot days will be over. So anyway, getting back to your question, usually for me, when I've had enough, it's usually like the long winter days, or the short winter days, right? It's not enough sunlight throughout the day, getting dark very early, constantly raining, constantly cold. That can like make me very anxious and just not very happy. And so, at one point I would want to just travel, and then we just decide where to go, when to go, within a short period of time, and we just go. So as of right now, we don't have our next travel destination. Also, because it's the summertime, we like to just spend it here. I also have a lot of friends and family visiting still throughout the summer, so we're not going anywhere else at the moment. But of course, Hawaii is always a great choice for us because it's close. Um, we're familiar, it's safe, the food is great, the destination is great. There's a bit of everything if you want to do a lot of nature stuff or a lot of shopping, more kind of city stuff. All of that is available. Um, I will say, even though I haven't confirmed, I will say I would love to go to Asia with my mom. She wants to go back to Hong Kong, visit family, and perhaps I will go with her this year. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And we haven't confirmed her itinerary either, because I'm the one looking for her. So that That might be my next travel destination. Only for myself, though. I don't know if hubby's coming with. Steph Louis, is the pre-spend ratio for the Kelly 25 less compared to the mini Kelly in Canada? So generally speaking, yes, the Kelly 25 is definitely less than this because especially ratio wise, right? But I have to say these two bags are very popular anyway. So I think, and I've heard that some people have had luck getting a mini Kelly with a lesser ratio, and it could be their luck or it could just be the availability at the time, or maybe it's just a color combo that not everyone's after and therefore they didn't mind and they got it. And so like it's not as clear cut. For example, it's not necessarily a 2-to-1 and this is a 3-to-1. It's not always like that, but I will say generally speaking, a 25 it'll be easier to get than a mini Kelly because generally speaking, this bag is still more sought after. Therefore, your essay is going to make you work longer for it, or spend more for it, if that makes sense. So generally speaking, yes, but I've heard stories even within Canada where some people got a mini Kelly for their first bag, and they've just done a very normal, like very like not like a super spender type of journey, and that's also possible. It just depends, and no one can tell you the perfect formula or the secret sauce. There's no such thing. It's really just almost your luck in a way, I think. Yeah, but generally speaking, yeah, the 25 will be slightly easier. Amy Chen, any plans to visit Europe and do some luxe shopping? No plans so far, but I would love to, except, oh my goodness, I watched, kind of watch. I always put videos on and I'm doing stuff. So I watched two videos recently from Tamara and from Lou that they both got robbed in, I think Tamara was in Italy or on the train in Italy, and then where was Lou? I can't remember now. I think it was Italy too. Anyway, and it's just horrifying to think that these things, theft, petty theft, and like targeted theft, is so common to the point where the police there can't do anything. And it's not the first time we hear of these things, and even the last time we traveled to Europe, that was, wow, 6 years ago already. And it's always been common, but you just hear it so much. And then, of course, when you hear it on people that you know about or that you know of, it just breaks your heart. And yeah. So I'm a little bit, I am a little bit conflicted because on one hand, I would love to go to Europe again, and because it's a beautiful, like there's so many beautiful places to go and to sightsee and to eat and to just spend time and to just be traveling, right? Seeing the other side of the world. But at the same, and of course luxury shopping is just the cherry on top, but at the same time it does sound unsafe sometimes because you have to be super vigilant, and even then, uh, if they're really targeted at you, then it's sometimes you can't even do anything about it. So that's very scary. I am a bit conflicted. So in a way, that's what I told myself, and that also goes back to what I mentioned earlier about the fact that at first I was thinking that, oh, the Constance can wait. I'll just get it whenever I travel or somewhere else, not do the journey in Canada. But in the end, I decided, nah, I don't even know when that's gonna happen. So I'll just do it here. And I think in terms of luxury shopping, I still prefer to buy it in Canada because I'm supporting the local economy and it's better, at least for Canadians, because the customs here is very, very strict. It's better to have and to buy your items here so that you can travel with it. It's just easier. But, you know, traveling and buying things there is always gonna be a nice thing too. It's part of the experience, so no plans, but I would love to. When I do travel, I will let you guys know. Moments of Mish. Which H bag is your favorite and why? Oh, I think I answered that question before. So I think I am at this point pretty much always showing a Kelly. So the Kelly would be my favorite bag. Between these two, it seriously is hard to pick just one. And if I had to pick one, I'd pick this one, but only because I had to pick one. I honestly don't know between these two how much I use either one of them. I think there are some periods where I only want to carry a very tiny bag and literally nothing with me, not even my keys, because I don't know. If my husband's around, then I don't need to carry keys. So I am okay with downsizing a lot. Sometimes I can still carry keys in this one. I just have to take them apart and carry my keys properly. But generally speaking, it's also seasonal dependent. Where I live in Canada, we have four very distinct seasons. The weather and the temperature and just like how long the day is. When it's the summertime, it's hot, it's sticky. I like a smaller bag because it's just easier to manage and I just need to have my essentials with me. Therefore, I think in the warmer months, I just normally like to just carry a tiny little bag or bags that hardly fit anything. But in the winter months, on the other hand, or in the colder months, I like to have a bigger bag just to carry that extra bit of things and not have to like reach in and out of your bag, like feeling very fussy and just annoyed. I think in the summer, because you're already sticky and hot, you don't even want to reach in your bag. I don't know. It has something to do with that, of course. Um, Also depends on the outfit, how it matches. Again, which is why I love to have a different color for this size because I do think that even the mini Kelly for me, I still really believe that if you're gonna just choose one bag, the 25 is still the best size overall. But I still love this bag so much that I want a different color because I like to wear different tones, even in the summer. Sometimes I'm all in black, but sometimes I'm also in a very light, bright color or cool tone color. So I want to have more choices to match my bag. Um, but yeah, does that answer your question more? It's very nuanced because this is definitely one of my favorite bags, but I am not gonna neglect this one too. This is also one of my favorite bags. And they're both Kellys, so I think that speaks volume that I'm more of a Kelly girl. Also from Amy Chan, does your Kelly 28 count as your 1/4 bag for your home store, even though you got it from Hawaii? So as far as I know, no, it doesn't. I heard and read that some places have like some countries have their profiles linked, or they can somehow see what they bought overseas at their local store. As far as I know, Canada can't see it. I could be wrong. Maybe they see it and they're like, she didn't tell us that she got a Kelly 28. I mean, I'm not gonna hide it if they ask me, right? But at the same time, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I think, hold on a second, maybe that's why I don't have a quota bag yet. But anyway, I don't think that's the reason. I honestly think that for as of right now, between Canada and USA, it's not linked because I'm also aware of some people doing their journey, and they're Canadian. They also do a journey in the US, and it's separate. Obviously, I'm not suggesting that because you're having to do a a proper journey in both your home store and your store far away, yeah, from the US, and that's crazy to think about, and to having to financially do that. It's a lot. But no, I don't think, not as of right now. It could change over time, though. I'm not sure when, and they've spoken about, linking these profiles in the future. We've seen, I think I've seen an article on Purse Bob, or it could be Purse Forum, that eventually Hermes has plans to unify all the profiles worldwide, but it hasn't happened yet. Not from my impression, I don't think it has. But anyway, I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Well, actually, nobody joined because I unlisted this video, but I just wanted to film it live and talk to you guys. And yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week in my, maybe I'll do a June, or I'll do a summer's favorite video for you guys. A proper sit down, grab all the stuff that's really on my favorite. I bought quite a few things, especially, some of the things had to do with my annual kind of like mindset goals. So I bought a lot of things to do with that, and some of those became my favorite. So a lot of like Lululemon, Aloe, some Aritzia, and of course a lot of just OG favorites that has just been on my constant use, especially in these past warmer months. So yeah, I'll let you guys know in that video, and thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys again very soon. Oh, and if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you back. Please join the family. On this channel, we do all kinds of mostly handbag reviews. You guys know I'm really, really into Hermes, really, really into Chanel. So most of my handbag reviews are on those, but I also do a lot of fashion content. I love clothes. I love doing lots of styling videos. So please join the channel, and yeah, talk to you next week. Bye.